Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is issue 40 of Building the Delorean, Back to the Future. This is a third of the way through. I think there's 100 and... No, I think there might be 130 episodes in this with the add-ons to make it different cars. But anyway, we're making our way through it. In this issue, we're doing a standalone build, not using the chassis of the car as yet. We're building up some of the internals. We're doing the pedals. So we've got a panel, the clutch, gas and brake pedal. As well as brackets, tabs, and a switch, because I'm pretty sure that the brake lights are activated when you push the brake pedal down, which is quite interesting. So we've got the build to do this, so the pedals being attached with a spring on one of them, the switch obviously going in, brackets and that, then it's attached to the floor from last time. But that's the end of the build. We're left with just the floor with the start of the wall and the pedals on it. So yeah, we'll get to that momentarily. First of all, we're going to go through the rest of the magazine as ever. In behind the scenes, we're looking at Biff's back, apparently. Biff returns. Tom Wilson obviously steps back in to become Biff, a young Biff and old Biff. And yeah, you've seen the film. I'm sure you're aware how the trilogy works. That's that. Universal Studios backlot is where they built Hill Valley. Yeah, they've built lots of things at the backlot of Universal Studios. And that's that. Right, next time, the centre console. We're starting doing the main internals of the car for a bit, which is fair enough. We've done the basic chassis and suspension and put the wheels on. So now we've got to build up the internals, and then obviously we can put the outside around it. So it makes sense the way they're doing it. So these are the parts we've got. I shall clear the bench and get ready, and we'll put them together. Right, so here we have the parts. Obviously the switch, which is just the simple... pair of contacts that are made as and when the pedal gets pressed. There was a problem with this issue. This one, which I believe is the... it's probably going to be the brake pedal, is it? Or the one of these is the brake and one of them is the clutch. I don't know which one's which. The pedal bit was actually broken off. So I've had to glue that back in place, but it's gone on there nice and securely. I'm not worried about it. Hopefully it's not the brake, because I'll be less worried about it if it, isn't. I think the brake one is the one that's a little bit more reinforced. So that's just going to be a decorative plug in there. We've got obviously the rest of these here, although that one is different. I don't. We'll get to it. We've got brackets and screws and a spring and a pin. I'm not sure about the pin as yet. I haven't looked through and cheated and looked at the instructions yet. But that's that. I've also got the floor panel from next time, because that is going to fix on there. Bit like that, as and when. So we'll be doing that towards the end. Let's move that out of the way for now. First of all, we are going to fit the brake pedal, yes, which goes through. Yeah, it is that one. It is the one that I'm going to have to push, but that's okay. It's fine. I'm sure it's strong enough. So that is actually putting through there like that. There we go. Then that's where the pin comes into use, because the pin is what holds it in place. I shall be using a pair of tweezers to do that, because it's quite small. So we push that all the way through, and then we get to put the pin through that hole in it, through the big hole, obviously, because it wouldn't fit through the little one. So that is there, and that will act as a hinge for it. That will sit into there. Then this bracket goes over the other side of it, obviously. That way around. Let's get it the right way up. That way up, over there, like that. So that will hold that in place. That lets that move to activate, which is fine. 2 screws to put that through in there, and they are AP screws. So let's get a couple of those out. Go. A couple of those out. The rest can stay in the backpack for now. Spare pack for other things. One screw through there. The other screw through there. All good. Before we turn it down, make sure that is still free to move and wobbling as it should. All good for me so far. Tighten that down, How tight does that make it? Oh, still not very tight. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Good. Then we need the spring. Now we've got one end with one hook on it and one end with a bigger hook on it. I'm going to use the single hook to go through there because that's the easiest way of doing that. That's going through that hole there, just like that. And then one more AP screw will hold that end in place down there. One, I said one. Yeah, that looks like that's the same way around as it shows on there, with the body of the spring sort of coming away from the plate there, hopefully. If I don't push the pedal down, then that reaches just nicely to there. Yeah, that would go the other way around, but that works okay like that. And that, when you push that down, springs back up. There's not a lot of tension on there, so that's fine. I'm very, very happy with that, as long as that is the right way around. I don't think it matters. Sort of more central in there, but that's okay. That's fine. Right, next up, we're putting the other pedal in there, and that is just being held in place with an AP screw because that doesn't move. Don't need the clutch because it's not a real engine. In the right place. Tighten that down. Good. Yep, sort of bayonet's in place there. It's got a little plug that comes out one side. This one is doing exactly the same over there. Again, with another AP screw. Now, I'm not entirely certain that this is correct because these pedals are not all at the same angle. Feels like the brake pedal should be higher. But we'll have a look and see. Let me just try and get this in the right place again. Coming out, and I can't put it back. Here we go. That's where that should be. Right, there we go. Oh, that is okay. So that, yeah, it does spring up to be pretty much in line with the rest of those up there. That's fine. That doesn't move. That doesn't move. That one does. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let me turn the page and see what happens next. We've got to get the switch wired in. Let's move things around. Right, so we've got the switch here, which is obviously going into that top piece there. Screw will hold that in place, and the two little prongs will just go through there. Also an AP screw and another one in a little while as well to get the wires routed correctly. So let's try that on there, through there. Oh, let's try it again. That in the right place. Got to be that way up. Got a pin that comes out the bottom there, but that doesn't actually go to anywhere over there. So no, it's got to be like that. That will hold that in place there. So that is in the right place. Not at the moment. I think I had it slightly off. There we go. That's gone back in there. So that's not being made, not being made. And when you push the button down, the switch just makes the contact exactly as it should be. That's good. Right. So then we need one of these small brackets going across there and into there. Screw in the bottom bit like that. AP screw again. I do quite like these little clips that hold the wires in place. It's a proper way of doing it rather than trying to do it with, you know, sticky pads or anything else like that. So I'm quite happy with that. That wire is then coming through that way, and the entire thing is indeed being fitted onto there. Yeah, that does the job. I mean, they put the pedals on the wrong side because obviously drivers sit over on the right-hand side in cars. At least in the UK they do. That's in there. We're using the BP screws. Hold that in place. They're just a little bit meatier, a little bit more substantial. They are going through here. One in to line things up. Then we can get the other two in. Balance it up. Before I tighten them down, I'll make sure it is where it should be, in the right angle and everything else. Yeah, it does sort of locate into place, so I'm quite happy with that. These tightened down, and then we've just got to put the other 3 brackets in place to trap this wire to feed it back to the back to where it all connects up. In there, so that's that. We shall be using AP screws for this, so I need 3 more AP screws. 1, 2, 3. Keep the other bits for spare. So yeah, we've got 3 brackets for these, and obviously the wire going through that way. So we get that down there, across there. One there. The end of that in the hole, like that. And the screw, that one. Go. Again, plenty of room for it to be tightened as and when. The wire can be moved wherever it needs to be. That one in the middle, like that. And the last piece of this part of the build, exactly the same again, over there. Now, next week, we will be doing the center console, starting on the center console, which obviously will eventually go over here. So this will be put aside, I think. I don't think we're using this again for a little while, but the pedal still works. I'm happy with that. So far, so good. If you're enjoying the build, do let me know. If you're not, again, let me know. I shall see you very shortly for the next in the series or other series in between times. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.